Guys, and welcome back to another episode of WP Maestro. In this episode I shall be teaching you how to create the services section, and also, if we have enough time, this little section under here which is also to do with the services. So if you can remember last time, let me go back to this website. We've created the navigation at the top, the hero image with another navigation, a call to action button, an intersection, and now we have to create the services. So let's load up our code editor and let's begin. So come under where we created the first white section, under that closing div, and create a new div. So div class section, which gives us our padding which we created before, and this time add a section gray, which we haven't created yet, and close that div off. Section gray. So we know which section is closed off. Once again, add a container inside here. And comment that container out. And let's look at the design to see what we have to create. So in here we have a center heading, and we have 3 separate services boxes with images, titles, and a little bit of text. So let's go ahead and create this center header, and we'll go from there. So first of all, create a new class, center text, close that class off, then add a h2 tag in here. Let's just call this services for now. The design is slightly different, but it doesn't matter. Services. Save, and let's have a look what we actually have on the design. Reload this page. Okay, so we can see there's a massive space here with a header which isn't centered. So let's fix that. First of all, let's get the color of this background, which is F3, F6, FD. So copy that. Go into our style sheet, create a new comment, and call this services section. Section gray, background, nope. And let's also add the center text here. Center text, text align, center. Go back to our design, and it should now look a little bit better. Okay, great. Okay, so we have 3 boxes here. Okay, so we'll give each of these boxes a wait a minute, I don't think it goes the full width. Yes, it does. Okay, so each of these boxes, if we give them a 33% width, obviously they will then take up equal amounts of space. So let's do that. Create a class called width33 and give this a width of 33.33% and float this to the left. And in here, let's create a new class called services. Services boxes. And inside of this, let's create a few more classes. So okay. Let's create a service box for each one of these services. And copy and paste them. So one, actually, let's not do it that way. It'd be easier if we create the the entire box first and then copy it. So it takes an image, a title, and some text. So an image source, HTTP. Use the same website as before and use a size of 64 pixels by 64. Create an alt tag of service and class of max width. Close this. Let's create a h3 tag, service name, and then finally a piece of text. If you type in the words lorem and then press tab, depending on your text editor, you should then put in a small text, small bit of lorem ipsum. If it doesn't, just go to lipsum.com or lipsum.net and copy a small bit of text. Alternatively, write your own. Just make them a similar length so it works with the design. So what I did there, guys, I cut down on some of the copy, just added a closing p tag, and make sure this is still there, the service box, but put it in line so we can see what's going on. So let's have a look at the length from that before copying. Yeah, that should be fine. So copy and paste this another 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And change the service box is service box 3, service box 4, service box 5, and finally service box 6. Save that, go back to our style sheet, and instead of width 33, change this to service box. And set the text align to center. Save this, upload it to your server, and let's check out what we've got going on. Okay, so this is can you see where the silver and the white sort of break up? This is because we haven't cleared the elements, because these 6 boxes are floating. So after the final service box, add the following code. And refresh your page. Okay, great. So with this service box, type the following: box, sizing, and then border box, and then mouse box sizing, and do border box again. Border box final, and now set the padding to 30 pixels, and this should give us a nice padding inside so the text isn't as close to each other. Great. So now let's add the border in between. I don't know if you can see it, which is very slight. So let's copy this, and the color is that. So for the service box, let's just add a border all around first of all. So border 1 pixel solid hash, and then the color we copied. Let's have a look what we've got. Okay, so the color works fine, but obviously this isn't like the actual design. On the design we only have borders to the right and the bottom. Or the top and the right, depending on how you're looking at it. So there's a few different ways you could do this, guys. You could use a different nth child, or we could have split the 2 rows up and, you know, done something that way. But the reason why we added in each service box the number here, so we could individually take off the borders if we needed to. So let's have a look at the design. Okay. So for example, service box 1. You can say border left, oh, what am I doing? Border left, none. Border top, also none. Save. Refresh the page. Then we have something like looks like that. So let's do the following. Service box 2. Actually, we can add that here. So put a comma and then service box 2. And what this does, it means this styling applies to both boxes. The comma separates them. Very good. And finally, we can copy some of this for service box 3. Service box 3. And also add a border right, none. There's probably better ways to do this, guys, but as you can imagine, as I'm concentrating on talking to you and doing the coding, sometimes my head gets a little bit fried. So for service box 4. And also, guys, if you can think of a better way, please put it in the comments below so other people can learn from my mistakes, and also I can learn from you as well. So service box 4, we want to take the border of the top, the left and the bottom. So border top, none. Border left, none. Border bottom, none. I think we can do border left, right and top 0 as well. So left, bottom, and so we can do a service box 5 here as well. That should be the same. And we can copy some of this for the final service box 6. And because I've copied the code, make sure there's only one bracket which closes off this tag, otherwise it'll mess your entire CSS up and you could be looking for the fix for hours. Or the left, bottom, right. There you go. So it's quite similar to the design now. It took us a little while together, but that's fine. First thing we want to do is sort the spacing out between these boxes. So in the beginning we added a class called service boxes, this one here. So if we add a margin top to that of 60 pixels, that should drop it down nice. And yeah, I think that looks good. Put that above the individual service box, so service boxes with an S, margin top 60 pixels, and save that. Let me check the design in a minute, guys. Yeah, that looks fine. Okay, so let's add some of these images in so I can take you through the WordPress uploader. I think we've done it in a previous video, but it doesn't harm. And also, guys, if you need these images, I've added them to the Dropbox. So to get access to the Dropbox, I've put a link below, which leads to my own website. Go on there, put your name and email in, and I'll send you the Dropbox to the private Dropbox, so you can access all these image assets. So once you have the image assets, go to the dashboard. Go to media, add new. find where you've stored the files on your computer. As you can see, I have a lot of rubbish in here from other episodes. So copy and paste, or select the images first, I should say, and drag them onto your media uploader. They'll start getting added below. So service 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Wait for them all to upload. Then simply click on the edit button, and where it says file URL, copy this entire box. Press Command and C on Mac or Control and C on PC. Go back to your coding editor. Go to your home page, and where we have this placeholder URL, put the actual URL in here. So service 1 goes there, service 2, and make sure you change that, guys, because we've only copied the URL image for service 1. So service 3, service 4, service 5, and finally service 6. Save that and go back to visit site. Scroll down, and there you go. Although they do look a little large, let's have a look. Yeah, I think they look a little large actually. So let's see what size they actually are. 64 pixels. Okay, I think that looks a little bit better. 44 pixels. Okay, so because we've created this service box, rather than adding a class to every one of these images, because right now there's only the max width class and we don't want to mess around with that, we can select the image by going into our CSS and selecting service box and then the image tag. So I'll show you how to do that. So under service box, try to keep your code quite close to each other. So service box image, for example, should come under the service box. This is just personal preference. And set a width. You can set a manual width from this to 44 pixels. Save this and upload. Great. So you can see they're slightly smaller now. And let's add a margin on the bottom of them to fix up this spacing. So margin bottom, maybe 15 pixels. If this was an actual website, guys, you would be measuring the pixels out, but this is just to give you an idea. So the spacing is much better now. I find these heading tags look a bit big, so let's check out the font size. Font size 18 pixels. I think 17. Okay. So once again, you can select those heading tags by selecting the service box and then the H3 tag and saying the font size is equal to 17 pixels. And let's also get a color from the design. The color is this dark blue. Copy and paste this, so copy that. If you haven't got Photoshop, just put the numbers in, it doesn't matter. And come back to the service box H3 and say color. Put the, is it the pound sign or the hash? Save that, and then you'll see the changes in here. It's only slight, but I think that makes a big difference. And also this should be the same up here, so chances are every time you're going to create this grey background, the title tags are also going to be the same color. So what we can do for this is the section grey, and then set the H2 and do section grey h3. So the h2 and h3 tags inside the section grey will always be the blue color. What you've got to be careful of here, however, guys, is say if we were to add another h3 tag in under here, because it's still in this entire section, it would have that blue color, and if we wanted to overwrite that color, then we would have to get more specific. So we could do like section grey, service box, and then the h3 tag. So just bear that in mind. Okay, so now you can see that's a slight blue. It was black before. If you can't see the change, what we can do is just put red in here, so you can see that it does actually affect those tags. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, so in the design, the text down here looks slightly smaller again. So let's change that. Font size 18 pixels, 17, 16, 15. The line height is quite big, so line height, let's say 25 pixels. I think that looks okay. Perhaps a little bit big actually. No, that's perfect. And the color is also that dark blue. So service box color, so that will give you the dark blue on all the text inside the service box. And we can also say service box P, font size 15 pixels, line height 25 pixels. Refresh the page, and that looks much better. Let's have a look at our design. What are we looking like? Okay, I'll finish this video off here then, guys, because the next section is a little bit more complex. We could add some JavaScript in here to get this animation going. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'll finish this tutorial. So please give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and when the next video comes out, which I'll record in the next few minutes, but I don't know if I'll upload straight away, you'll be notified then. So thanks once again for following. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. Thank you.